Good evening and welcome, parents and guardians. My name is Anthony Fischetti, and I will be your child's teacher for the interesting class of Introduction to Education. My goal here tonight is to present to you a little bit about myself, also talk about the class and some of our procedures within the class, and to take you through some of the platforms that we use within the class, which includes Genesis and Canvas, as well as WebEx. I will leave you with my contact information on how to reach out to me if you have any questions. And first and foremost, I really look forward to a wonderful year with your children. This class is very special to me. It has a really great legacy of teachers that have come before me, and I'm very fortunate to continue to do this for the last 3 years. So this is a class I really enjoy, and I hope to share my love of education with your sons and daughters. Thank you. In this portion of the presentation, I'm going to take you through some of the virtual classroom expectations that I have for the Introduction to Education class. Just to start, a little bit about myself. I am born and raised in New Jersey. I attended Seton Hall University from 2002 to 2006, where I graduated with a BSED, a Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education. I began working right away in September of 2006, teaching elementary Italian, moving through several of Linden's elementary schools. For 3 years, I continued teaching at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. That was until 2010, when I started teaching at the high school full-time primarily. I was no longer a travel teacher. Up until 2017, I only taught Italian. At that point, I also took over the Introduction to Education class. I am the moderator of the Italian National Honor Society. I also moderate the Italian Exchange. Our most recent trip was in 2019. And I have also been the IB coordinator since 2019 as well. Our class runs during period 2, that is from 8:38 in the morning until 9:18. There is also targeted instruction time where students can seek out extra help, and that happens from 1:30 to 2:55. All a student would need to do is to send me a message or an email, and I would happily meet with them during that time if they need to go over anything. It could be one-to-one instruction or small group. My main guidelines for virtual learning are very simple. I'd like students to be on time for instruction, so the WebEx link is always the same. Students need to be signed in as a user. They need to have their camera on so we can see those beautiful faces. They should keep themselves muted unless otherwise instructed. When home, they should try to find a quiet space to learn. They really need to limit the multitasking, so for those 40 minutes, they need to be totally involved in what we're doing in class. They should take notes when appropriate. Notes can be done handwritten or virtually on the computer. They shouldn't hesitate to ask any questions if they have them. And most of all, please just have fun with the class and don't stress. In the Introduction to Education class, we have 3 main components to our learning. We experience learning, so that helps students become better acquainted with themselves as individuals and learners and community members. Students help to experience the classroom, so we have people come in, they talk about their experiences as teachers, as counselors, as administrators. We have a variety of people speak to the students. They learn about introduction to educational theory and learning styles. They talk about education issues in the world today. And then hopefully at some point we have an experience in activity where students will go to classrooms in Linden and observe and maybe do small mini lessons as part of their teaching. Our instruction really is a very much student-centered approach. A lot of us are probably familiar with teacher-centered approach, where the teacher really does all the talking and they're the expert and they pretty much occupy all the time in that period. What I like to do is to have students inquire as to what they're doing, so they really are the person who is kind of moving things along. I'm kind of just facilitating information. I serve as a knowledge base, but the students are the ones hands-on learning, doing everything they need to do. They really kind of construct their own plan. They are given real-life activities to do. They think about their thinking, so they kind of do a lot of reflection. They try to imagine themselves as an expert, and then they evaluate, and reflect. So reflection is a big portion of what we do in this class. My approach, this quote kind of summarizes really for me what it is that I like to do. The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the excellent teacher demonstrates, the superior teacher inspires. I really hope to kind of show students, the world of education, and it's a variety of, facets that all come together to create this educational system. And I hope to inspire students, whether or not they become teachers. I just hope they have an understanding and an appreciation for the education system. For our grading, we have 4 components. 40% of what students will be graded on is based on classwork. 20% are quizzes. These are kind of your weekly, maybe once or twice a week kind of assessments as far as what they understand in the lessons of the week. And then we have larger summative assessments. That is 30% of the grade. Summative assessments could be end of chapter or end of unit tests. They could be projects or presentations. Independent work or homework is 10%, and that is really the stuff they do outside of our regularly scheduled class time. It could be reading, it could be reflection, it could be a variety of different things. The grading policy is the same regardless of whatever class you are taking at LHS. These are the numbers that separate the A's from the B's and so on. Our marking periods flow as such. We are currently in the first marking period, rapidly approaching the interim date, which is 10/2. And then the marking period will end on November the 13th. And then we're followed by the second, third, and fourth marking periods, taking us all the way through June. If students are interested in getting messages through Remind, or even if you as parents and guardians are interested in getting them, all you would have to do is open your phone, open a message, text the number 81010, and in the body of the text message, you would type out @intro to the number 2 edu. And in addition to our learning platform Canvas, in addition to our virtual instruction tool WebEx, in addition to Genesis, which is where you can manage student grades and assignments, this is just another tool that is useful to you as a parent or guardian just to see what's going on in our class. Lastly, my contact information is as follows. afischetti@lindenps.org is my email. If you'd like to reach out to me on the phone, you can call me at 908-486-5432, extension 8343. And I also have a professional Twitter, which is @LHSFischetti. I hope that information was helpful to you, and I look forward to a great year. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'm here to help, and I wish you all the best. Hopefully we'll be back here in 201 very soon. Take care.